swear the chicks is thicker. Reppin' for the team, that's the pinche Houston Sippers. She don't want your liquor, she don't want your chipper. She poppin' for a legend, that's a real masa flipper. This is for la raza, this is for la raza. I'm in my trap, casa whipping up the damn masa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the What Did He Said podcast. I am your host, Chingo Blingo with the big tamarindo. Give it up for Marisol.
Hey.
And they call you producer Rob, right? His name is Rob.
They do, actually.
But they like to throw... I don't know who did that first.
The jiu-jitsu community.
Oh, so you already...
dope.
He's like, nah, bro, I already... You know what I'm saying?
I've been having
I came
that name,
solidified
Chingo.
and established. I'm a made dude.
Yeah.
I should do something.
You know, just do what I do.
I'm getting a little warm in this... you know, this might be one of the hoodies I take to LA, you know, because it says Houston on it, and I don't want to be homesick. You know what I'm talking about? And just to let motherfuckers know, hey, we finna H.
Where'd you get that?
This is from the
It's
yoga place.
It's Black
Swan.
But I'm gonna have to pick and choose when I wear it because I don't want everybody knowing that I might have done yoga at one point.
I think people know Chingo 2.0, you know, is taking care of himself.
but depending on the situation, I might want to wear like a jujitsu type of,
Just wear a gi.
Show up to the club in a gi.
You're gonna end up going to get. So he's gonna probably wear the Whataburger one, so people know
Of course.
that he's
We
the
finna
Muay
H.
Thai.
I'm gonna wear it to In and Out.
Hey, and then wear the Urban Jungle one.
Yep.
Now you're gonna wear Black Swan.
And I'll be
These
like,
are
I'm
other
all
things-
packed on my little activities. I'll be
Dude.
like, I'm all packed.
And there's so many different martial arts schools there that I bet you, when you wear the Muay Thai one, oh, who's your Muay Thai instructor? And you jiu-jitsu, oh, who's your instructor?
We don't have an Urban Jungle one. I used to have a T-shirt, and I don't know what happened to it. Oh, I think I ruined it in the washer.
So I know we're gonna start first talking about this crazy workout we had this morning. However, since we're on the subject of LA, we were talking off the mic, Rob and I, about trying to figure out a way to kind of like all these SoCal, you know, LA is June. June month is all my SoCal dates. So we're going to be living in LA, and I just want to think of something because we want to vlog.
Yeah.
That's part of our goals. Like, we're not trying to, I know that, I just want the kids to enjoy it. I just want us to have a good experience, you know what I'm saying? And I'm taking some classes, and Mickey signed up for some classes. Sola's gonna do some research, but I want us to have like family goals, like work on our tan type of shit. Because if you live in LA and you don't make time to go to the beach and you don't make time to get you a tan, you're doing it backwards. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Should we leave it up to the fans, maybe? Come up with a name for the month?
Yeah. Somebody had threw out like we were brainstorming. Someone mentioned like Cali Takeover or West Coast something, and I don't really want to put Takeover because sometimes, you know, SoCal people be territorial. Like, hold up, motherfucker, you ain't taking over shit.
Yeah.
You could kick it for a month, but you ain't finna take over. But I'm looking forward to checking out the comedy
the
store.
Blings do Cali or something. You
That's
know,
not bad.
You know, something along those lines.
Something. So yeah, we want to vlog it out, and also let's announce. I'm gonna be with Jesus Trejo.
The 21st.
I think they do that at the comedy store. I don't know if they do that.
I think it's
at the Improv.
Is it the Improv? Hollywood Improv?
It's in the lab at the Improv. It's
Okay.
super no pressure at all. People are really supportive in the room. Do you want to do 10 minutes? Because it's going to be in Spanish.
Oh, shit.
A la madre.
You can do 10 minutes in just
Tengo
Spanish.
miedo. Sí,
Damn.
güey. Sí, güey. Espérate. I have to change my keyboard en español. A ver si me entiende. Sí, güey. Seguramente me chingo unos 10 minutos fácil. ¡Sas!
Did I understand you?
Yeah.
What?
Except
You
the
misspelled
SAS,
it.
it only put SAS. Bitch, you got to put about 10 S's on that bitch.
Probably thought you meant SOS.
And shout out to all the people in Tampa and Orlando that went to the shows. And some motherfuckers in Orlando were a little too rowdy. And I part of me is like, okay, do I need to start this bitch off like a concert? Like, just already come out with the phone. What's up, Orlando? Hey, yeah, you in the back. Everybody have your phones out. Like, get it out the way. All right, put the motherfuckers away. And also, you could probably help me with this. You know the Yonder pouches where you can lock up your
He's really
phone?
considering it.
Yeah, that's how bad it was, bro.
Really?
That's how bad. Like, I can understand if I'm doing, like, Kingsville, Texas or something, like, a small town vibe, and it's, like, the local neighborhood, like, bar, and I'm there performing comedy. Like, I kind of expect for people to go a little bit overboard with the phones and shit. And I think that I'm a little inexperienced knowing how to deal with the situation to where in Kingsville, when I was like calling people out, they just started taking it as a game. Like, oh, I'm gonna give me some attention. They were just like, okay, cool. He's gonna shout out our table, you know. But Orlando was pretty bad, and like as soon as I went out there, it just threw me off. One dude was already standing on his chair, like just acting a fool. Some folks were just having a whole conversation like at that table. His chick kept yelling stuff. She's just like, Rockets, I'm from LaPorte, Galveston, we saw you at church. They were just like yelling stuff, and I'm up there trying to do my shit, and I'm just like, whoa, what church? I'm like, LaPorte, what the fuck? Houston,
I didn't even know
Rockets.
you went to church.
I know.
You should have been like, they're eliminated. It's over.
Jesus.
They got sent home. Well, you know, it's funny. We talked about this months ago when we brought up the fact that Rogan and I think Kevin Hart are the only ones that still really talk about doing it, right? But Rogan said, I'll never go. Remember, I'll never go back to Miami or to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida, period?
He said Miami specifically. He goes, I like Florida. You crazy. But, you know, Miami was a little too crazy because they used the underpouches and people were getting up so much more. There was even more of a distraction to get up, go to the lobby, use your phone. People were just like getting up in droves.
Here's what I think happens, bro. I think Rogan has reached a point to where it's just like it's such an event that people just go to be seen. Like they're just going just to go. So I feel like there's a certain percentage. Let's just pretend 20% of his fans, or the 20% of the people that show up that create 80% of the headaches. Pretend that 20% of bad apples are probably like a douchey dude that doesn't even really. He just wants to prove to everybody at work that he took some chick. Right, a group of chicks that don't even know what the fuck's going on. They just more self-absorbed, and I don't know. I'm just like assuming only because Rogan's gotten so big to where it's no telling who's showing up at your shows.
Yeah.
So my point is this. Here's my point. My point is I just want everybody to have a good time, and if you just kind of like sure we can get rowdy. I don't want people feeling like, oh man, we got to behave.
Yeah,
he's mad.
I mean, not so much.
He's mad. Ya, párenle.
It's
Pórtense bien.
It's like the angry teacher.
It's not so much that you're angry, or I think it's like etiquette, and I think a lot of the times when we ask fans, have you ever been to not so much a comedy show, but have you been to a comedy show like at an improv? A lot of times when you've asked that, it's like, oh no, we've never even known this was here. Yeah. So
they don't know the etiquette.
Some of my fans are just hood as fuck.
And exactly.
And they probably just know me from one thing. Right. So they might. I get it if you're gonna yell Canelo or like where's Tío Juventino or rap. That's sing. That was somebody yelled that one. Sing.
That's what I was just trying
sing.
To.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't come prepared for that. I just brought jokes and stories.
Maybe they just watched the special before going to the show, and they were like, sing. And they were just expecting you to break out from into an old bit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like either we end with a fucking kumbaya moment, but I almost feel like something has to happen in the beginning to where I'm not just going kind of straight into just...
We need my soul on the mic like she did in Waco. None of y'all comedians? I didn't think so. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we might have to... we might... You know what we might want to do? Sure.
Record that and play it?
We could have... We've had it like the first year, I think the first year I started touring with comedy, is we could have like a little commercial produced.
You did.
Like professional. Oh. Like I had a dude make it, and it could be like, favor de apagar los celulares. Like, turn off your fucking phone. Like, whatever we want to say.
Like at the movies?
Are there any, nationally touring comedians in the house? I didn't think so. Like, leave the jokes. Just something that really drives the point home. Like, now, are you ready for some jokes? You ready to laugh?
The Improv used to do that, didn't they? They used to have...
That's another thing, too, man. I feel like they didn't police it enough. It was just kind of like a middle of the week show, and but I really want to find out how much them fucking yonder pouches cost. Only because I think people will have a funner time instead of like, damn, that one table wouldn't shut the fuck up, and then just throws off everything.
So I mean, I think with time, what's gonna just happen is, as you continue to come to these clubs, as you continue to come to these cities again, I think it'll be, they'll remember, or at least I hope they'll remember. No? Okay.
Well, no.
You might program
what I mean is this, exactly. It's like, damn, you having to educate folks like from scratch. And then what are the chances that all those people return are gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we remember last time we learned how to, behave at a live event or whatever.
Good point.
But I guess the way my mind is working is, if there's a solution, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the shows just got so much better once this commercial was made, or, and then we have different hosts damn near every city.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's like, hey man, make sure you really push the thing about the cell phones or whatever.
That commercial is not a bad idea because that's the easiest first solution without doing the yonder pouches and then rolling it over into the fans' ticket prices and all that.
Well, I'm willing to try 3, 4, 5 things. That's how.
Well, I think that it's just on a city-based type thing. It's not at every. It's not every city
rare.
that we go to.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of have to play it by ear. And unfortunately, we never know when we go into a city. Who is that?
Yeah, it's probably Mike. Tell him we're recording.
Yeah, tell me you can't talk right now.
So,
Anyway, so I just think it just depends on the city we're in. And so, I think that, you really can't control when we go into any city that we go to. We don't know if it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be a rowdy crowd, or if it's going to be, someone who's they're in the moment. For the most part, for some reason, everybody wants to go live, and I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make everything that I do live, and I secondly don't want to hold my phone the whole time at least me, in my opinion. If I attend something, I don't want to record that thing the whole time.
Well, here's another solution. It might be a bad idea that I had. I literally be up at night just thinking about this shit. I'll be halfway asleep, and I thought to myself, I think last night, what if I come up with a couple quick jokes that pertain to how to behave, and just it's funny and engaging, and just it has to be hilarious, right, for it to work. Almost to the effect of, these are 3 people you don't want to be,
do's and don'ts.
The motherfucker that's just on his phone, with a funny act out, just the whole fucking time, just. I'm over here trying to, I came to kick it. I came to talk to y'all. I can't even see your face because you got your phone in your face. That type of thing.
That's not a bad
idea. Or whatever. I don't know. But, that's what
maybe that's something that we try in Irvine, For right now, we don't know, but... You know what I mean?
Try what?
Maybe that's something that we try. Like
what?
Where you come out and what we talked about, where you're like, all right, get your phone. Everyone ready? Let's record.
That's, I think...
send you a shout out.
That's probably the besides the commercial and little simple tweaks and telling the staff hey guys, for the first few minutes, that's mainly when people are fucking with their phone. Really just kind of subtly, politely let motherfuckers know we ain't playing tonight.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fucking show. And what she was saying is, when I went to volunteer at Mickey's school, the teacher, she had these dice out at each table so that the kids, I don't know what they were going to learn, right? But she's like, go ahead and play with the dice now. Touch the dice. Everybody touch the dice. We get it out of your system. All right, y'all done? Okay, here's what we're going to do. And then she went into the thing. So it's kind of like...
Yeah, that's why...
Let's film everybody. And don't forget to tag me and use the fucking hashtag. And did you get out of your system? Only because I think it allows you to...
Because the Improv has a commercial that says no video recording, no photography, and no heckling the comedians. So it's been said.
But the host even has to say
but
this
if
is
you're
your
not
warning.
listening, right, which most people aren't listening to whatever's being said. If you're not listening, or you're getting your food, or you're getting your drink, as the waitress is at your table, you're definitely not paying attention. So you may have missed it.
Or if you heard it and you don't take it serious. They're not going to tell me. I'm not going to film this part. Pfft, you got me fucked up. I bought these tickets. Hold on, let me see. Boom.
Wow.
But
what city were we in, babe? Was it Midland or Waco?
That what?
Where we were separate and I was at the top.
When
we were a little
it was
bit
almost
understaffed.
a disaster?
Yes.
Midland.
Yeah. Well, he asked me to record a set, right? And so you can ask him. His set is split in 8 different pieces.
It was
because I had to
there's 7 seconds. Okay. And it's
and it's like this because I'm tapping shoulders. Can you please stop recording? And they're recording the whole thing. And that's what I was telling him. I don't get it. I can't sit at an event and do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole time. I'm like,
if you're not present, you're not gonna laugh. You're just not even gonna get
true. But for a lot of them too, it's like just a proof of
I was here. It's an event.
Exactly.
So it's the era we live in.
Doing
right?
it for the gram.
You know what I do? And this is usually anywhere that we go, we kind of just take a picture by wherever it is that we're at before going in, or
to show that you were there.
Just show that we were there, and then that's it. And then I just don't.
So maybe we should start bringing these banners and having them in the lobby or near the merch or something.
Well, we do. We did that.
did.
Yeah.
We
Sometimes when I went to Florida,
You didn't bring it. You left it. You
Yeah, it
was
was
too
too
much
much
bags.
Oh, okay.
if it was packed inside the suitcase, fine. But it's like
yeah.
backpack, carry on, my
Makes sense,
clothes, merch we're
I
selling.
didn't go this time.
That's right.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully this
That
podcast.
was a Chingo's rant. For,
Yeah, hopefully this podcast, because I told myself too, I was like, dude, people need to hear you express this shit and how you trying to figure it out and just how disruptive it is, just so whoever tunes in can know, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a way better time. It's just annoying to the fucking performers,
And then they get mad when you kick them out. It's like,
gave you a warning.
I'm giving you a warning. Please don't record again. I will have to ask the usher to take you out. What?
then-
It's like, no, I'm dead serious.
And then I get annoyed with myself because I'm up there and I'm seeing, like, stay on subject, focus, because that's one of the things I learned from watching tape. Is like, when you have a show where you're dealing with an issue and you overly address it, I'm watching on tape and I'm like, why am I addressing this stupid fucking heckler in the front row? And from back here, you can't even tell. Looks like I'm picking on him.
Yeah.
Or if I'm up there saying, come on, man. Hey, really, bro? Hey, the whole show is going to be on his Snapchat. And all right, man, we already 10 minutes in. Like, just, yeah, you done or what?
I don't know.
And now I'm looking like a little bitch. Like, stop filming me.
Babe, I don't know what city we were that he said it so much when I texted him when he got off, and I said, holy
was it
smokes.
Kings Mathis?
I was one of those cities, and I can't remember. I was like,
Kingsville?
oh my God. I was like, do you know how many times you asked people? And that's how I knew he
It was just table after
One
table
thing people
after
don't know
table.
about Chingo is that he's very laid back. For the most part, he doesn't like confrontation. He avoids confrontation at all cost, right? But once he's annoyed, that's it. That's it. He has no filter. He doesn't give a fuck who's around. He's going to tell you what he feels. He's going to express that he's upset, and he wants you to know. So that's exactly what happened, and I knew he was annoyed. I could see it in his face. I was like, oh, shit, this is not going to go good.
And I think she's talking about Kingsville, or sometimes I get myself in situations where it's like, okay, I knew what I was getting myself into because they're not exactly a comedy club, and they didn't have a spotlight. And I cracked a joke about a situation while I was in San Jose about a whole nother city. Just like, man, I'm glad y'all at least have a spotlight because they had to send a dude. Home Depot to bring a shop light, and looks like I'm telling ghost stories in a garage, and it's on this side. Well, I tried to use it again, that little story in Tampa, and Bryson had already gone up, Bryson Brown, and then I'm up there, and I'm like, yeah, because the way they introduced Bryson was he's on tour, he's on the road right now with Chingo Bling, like something like that. So I was like, okay. They're under the impression that he's just on the road with us nonstop, but he works with a bunch of folks, and I'm like, so we're in this other city. It's good to be here in Tampa, man. This is a real comedy club. And like we did this one little town, man. I don't want to say no names, but I knew, and I was like, shit. I realized, man, they ain't got no spotlight. And I was like, and Bryson was up there, and the people start giggling like it was a race, like a black joke, and I was just like. In reality, it was Danielle Torres that's who it happened to. Like, I saw her up there, and I'm like, fuck, she's backlit. There ain't no spotlight. And, right, Sully?
Yep.
She over there doing something else. All right, so today.
Registering for ceremony award.
Today, let's do that after. Put it face down, because this is a live show. This is a live event, man. And your phone is getting in the way of things. Because when Chingo gets annoyed. So we had a hell of a workout today, and we
kicked it off Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Saturday, right? Saturday. I'm sorry. We kicked it off Saturday. So I have this friend who I've known through the bodybuilding world, and he's used to do boot camps. He stopped doing them, but now he's just doing personal training. The gym's right here in Edo. I forget what it's called, like Fawcett. 7 faucet.
Facet 7.
Something like that. Facet 7. It's new. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Their
actually,
concept is pretty dope because for those gym goers, you know how you freaking hate when you get off of work because you know you're going to be waiting for machines? Well, here your membership is based on tiers. So you're here, if you're here from this hour to this hour, it's this rate. If you want to go during the busy block, it's a higher.
Facet 7
Okay.
Fitness.
There you go.
Facet 7 Fitness.
Shout out.
They have jiu-jitsu in the back.
What?
It's like this huge warehouse.
It's this huge one. And they also have like all the cardio machines in the front, all the weights in the back.
CrossFit stuff. That power lifting shit.
Oh, and then the cool thing is that their cycling class is in the dungeon. Like it's like
a loading dock.
A loading dock. So that's where they put all the bikes. So it gets hot in that bitch.
So the loading dock, is filled up with like all the cycling, the spin bikes, right? But then there's this little ledge that goes further up, right? Because that's how loading docks are. That's where they have the teacher's bike facing the class.
So it's
pretty
slanted
cool.
then, like a regular.
Or
no?
Well, there might be no, not that spot, but there's another area where there is a slant, and they put AstroTurf.
And that's how you
the
do a
little
hill. Yes.
That's cool.
So it's not that big of a hill, but it is. So anyway, I had seen my friend's IG story, and I told Pete, I was like, my God, he's been doing some crazy things.
Like
I said,
a lot of plyo.
And I said, I really want to up. Not saying that what we currently do isn't hard, but I said I really want to change something. I said, "Are you down for me to schedule a private with Sean?" And he was like, "Sure, let's do it." We didn't know what to expect, but we were dying.
Well, Saturday was really tough, but today was extra tough.
Like, I had to talk to myself. I was mad at myself, one, because I realized how heavy I am, and I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been hard if I were smaller, because the activities were, the exercises were still super duper hard, but it's harder when you have a little bit more weight on you,
For sure.
So it was like frustrating
Just
because
all of it was hard,
all of
period.
it was hard. It was like, and then there's a very, very little break time in between. So it's like you're just switching.
Going back to back.
Yeah, going back to back.
It's just like stations.
How long was the workout?
Was it
It's
an
about an
hour?
hour,
But it's
yeah.
like 45 seconds each thing, which doesn't sound like a lot.
No, but it is a lot.
But when you're flipping tires and, my little heart was like, ooh.
And then afterwards, I had this insane headache. I
Yeah,
couldn't
today
get rid of
too,
it.
yeah, bad headache.
And I was like, oh my God.
I think
was
my
like-
head just cooked. Like it just overheated. Like
I was so
Like a
hot.
hard-boiled
Like
egg.
I told Pete, I said, I'm taking this wig off. I can't do it. I wanted to I was like, my head hurt. I needed to shower. I just wanted to take the wig off.
Damn.
took the wig
I
off.
took the wig off. I got home. The first thing I did was I did the removal thing. So
well,
I
the
could
baby didn't recognize me.
and the baby didn't recognize. She still was not. She's not sure who I am.
She's like,
She started
my mama got
crying.
long hair.
She started crying. She went to Louisa.
My mama got long, healthy hair.
Yeah, she was not. She still wasn't trying to hear me.
The bit came to life. That's funny. I can just see it coming
yeah,
home.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, oh, shit.
All of that
Is
bit
that
is
my
true
mama?
because it really did happen that way. I really did take my bun off. I really
Damn.
did have a fake bun on.
Oh, the birth joke.
Yeah, it is still very true. That's not.
And that's why you got to live life. So you got jokes and things, experiences to talk about.
Yeah.
true.
So anyway,
That's my excuse for not going to open mic. every night.
so
I'm living
workout today was intense. If you saw it on our on our
Well,
Instagram story.
I hope he tagged us because I was telling Rob that when we take turns, we're able to film each other. Or at least Saturday we did. This time he was like, okay, you're bench pressing. She's over here doing some crazy alligator pull thing or whatever, some military Navy SEAL shit. And so nobody could film us.
He did, babe. On some of
Oh,
them,
he
not
did?
all of them, but he tagged us on some of them. I wish he would just. I'm just going to add them to highlights so people can see him. But so I committed to 2 sessions this week. I want to commit to 2 more before we go, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask him to give us some kind of online workout thing for the month of June while we're out there.
Okay, right now. Okay, on my Instagram right now. Look at me, Jesus Christ!
Those are tough.
God damn.
What? Let me see.
Playing on the
So we
Buso
had
ball.
Marisol. Okay, he had Marisol. Let me add this to my story. He had Marisol. You know those yellow ladders?
Mhm.
What are they called? Skills, I think.
Speed ladder.
Yeah, you can do. I've seen boxing drills that you could do.
Yeah.
But he had us doing like 2 or 3 things. So now I'm thinking to myself, I fuck around, bring this little ladder on the road, but sometimes You'd be like, man, fuck that shit.
I honestly think, like, it was funny because we were talking about that. We were like, yeah, had we set up any, because I have some pretty good workouts for my boot camps that I used to do, which I know that we could set up something back here in our turf, right? But I was telling him, I said, you and I would have been like, ooh, yeah, boo. I think two rounds. That's all we're gonna do, you know?
Yeah, in order to push yourself.
But I need somebody. I'm somebody like that. I can't work out at home. You know how there's a lot of people who just can make a gym out of their garage or wherever. He's good at that too. He can do that. I can't.
Because I'll be smoking weed.
I need to see someone else like, okay, she's motivation. You know what I'm saying?
This shit was hard as hell with the ladder.
Which one is it, baby?
Well, we had to hopscotch. Where you come in to the ladder.
So you got bands around your legs?
Yes.
And you're doing the agility ladder?
You have no idea.
And, like, no fucking break. I hope he got this this alligator walk shit. That
Check
shit,
his story.
I think it looked cool, but I don't think.
I'm gonna ask him if he can send me the videos.
Let me check his story. All right, let's not all get on our freaking phones after we finish.
Hilarious.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that's hard too.
For one, I need a haircut because my shit looking like Abraham Lincoln's face on the top of my head.
So everyone can go to Mighty Soul's Instagram and put it under the highlights so people can start seeing the workout.
And we're gonna have him on the podcast. I think tomorrow.
Cool.
We're gonna invite him.
She tried to warn us. This is the lady that he was training before us. Yeah, I had to do those, bro.
Those
where
are hard.
You roll out like an ab roller.
Yes.
With the thing, and then
you come back, and then you do basically push it up. Yeah, it's funny. I texted him yesterday, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to go to the gym. What should I not work out since we're going to work out with you tomorrow?" He's like, "We're doing a full body workout. So I guess if I had to tell you something, do bicep and back. You know, I mean, that's probably the only thing I don't really foresee you really touching, like really hitting it as much." So that's what I did yesterday. And then it was like, okay, I should have just not worked out.
Yeah, you should have done some just cardio, some active rest or something.
I should have just gone walking with my sister. Called me yesterday if I wanted to go walk in Memorial Park. I should have just gone and walked my little happy ass in Memorial Park for 3 miles and called it a day. But one thing is that so Sean and I used to. There's a few videos whenever I was training for the bodybuilding competition where he helped me out too. So he's really good at what he does. He trains people, although that's not his full-time job.
So we want to get him on the podcast.
So we're gonna get him on the podcast, and maybe he can give people things to do.
Really, just to like we also want to get Christine Anderson, the her nutritionist. Well, she's kind of my nutritionist too. Now, I stole her. I really want to get her on because I already have specific questions, like in terms of like cheat meals, like what are some of the benefits in psychology and psychological like reasoning, or who's entitled to one versus a cheat meal versus a cheat day, like just the science behind that. Another question I would have for Christine is like how much protein should men get, because she has me I think on a 2,000 calorie diet, so I'm dropping, but I'm looking at that little protein number. Like, I want to ask her. I mean, she obviously knows what she's doing.
I've never thought he was big, right? Never. But it's crazy because I didn't think he was like big at all when we first started dating. But if I see him now and I see a picture from 5 years ago, I was like, oh,
who that little fat face boy?
No, he was chubby. Right now he's so small. Like I see. And I even told him, I was like, I don't know about you getting that small. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do skinny. So I was like, I don't know about that. But he picks up his shirt to wipe his face. I was like,
oh, you got a waist?
I said, you're getting the little,
little waist.
Little obliques.
Yeah, we call those cum gutters is what we call them. The little V lines in there. You know what I'm saying? Little cum gutters.
I don't know who coming and who's gutters.
Hey,
everybody come in their own gutters. All right?
Not if you don't have to.
But yeah.
Cum
gutters. That's interesting.
And just like real gutters, you got to keep your gutters clean.
That's right.
And clog free.
That's right.
So yeah.
Because we're trying to get ready for the SoCal. It's not a takeover.
So I have I told you I have a date in mind, which for me is Penny's 1 year. I want to be at least 20 pounds lighter.
When is that
So-
again?
July 11th.
July 11th.
July 11th. Okay.
So 7-11, I want to at least be 10 pounds lighter.
And I think we're going to get another DEXA body scan before.
Yes. So we check in with Christine the 27th, and then that'll.
What is a
depend-
check-in for people?
Okay, so when you check in, it's basically you give her your measurements again, and then your weight, and then from there she goes.
She measures your cum gutters. Oh, you got
She
some
would-
deep cum gutters.
She'll
Oh,
adjust.
okay.
She adjusts the menu based on whatever numbers we turn in. But I was telling Pete that I feel like I'm getting smaller, and my clothes fit me different, but I don't see any.
It's because you're not looking from the back. That's why
That's-
you're not peeking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you're not seeing. You know, it's more than. Sometimes your gutters be just.
Well, what he means is you got some lats, you got some wings.
It's
is what he's
gutters.
saying.
It's all kind of gutters.
What's funny is that Don and I, so in the last 2 years that we've been together, obviously, like, we're not in the best shape we've ever been. So we signed up for this thing called Noom. Have you seen it?
No.
Noom.
What is that?
N-O-M. So it's an app. Think of like Fat Secret combined with MyFitnessPal combined with like your activity app on your watch. And basically it was built by a bunch of psychologists and nutritionists. And the main goal of it is getting people to understand the psychology behind food, eating habits, what triggers it. So it's pretty cool. We just started Sundays, like, 2 days in, and we know all this stuff. But again, like you said, having somebody there that kind of keeps you accountable, that's outside of underneath your household, will get you to kind of get to the goals better.
That's what you just mentioned is super interesting because I feel like, you know how people's weight and
Hence his fucking gallon here. Anyway.
nice. You know how sometimes our weight yo-yos
Mm-hmm.
and the way we eat yo-yos. And my theory is sometimes the way we feel yo-yos.
100%,
So
yeah.
if you get to the root of the situation, like, all right, man, so, what's stressing you out right now? What keeps you up at night, besides people on their cell phones at your show? Like, say you just ask somebody, they might be like, well, I don't know. How happy are you right now? I guess, I kind of rough week. It's like, okay, let's kind of like dig in. I'm not saying I'm a fucking therapist or nothing, but, just from the stuff that comes across my radar that has to do with like the power of like, there's a book called The Power of Habit. Power of Habit,
Okay.
or something. Yeah, I think it is The Power of Habit. But psychology plays into everything. So somebody might be dealing with a situation like, well, honestly, I just don't feel fulfilled because there's this project that I've been wanting to do and I just haven't got around to it because I don't feel confident. I think I'm going to fail. And then it's like, oh, is that why you got the Whopper right there? You know what I'm saying? It ain't even cheat day.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck, you're right. So. Anyway.
You know what's crazy is the whole yo-yoing thing is like, I'm not a naturally thin person, so I have to always work at it. Like, I just can't say, fuck it, I'm just not going to work out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those. So it's funny because prior to my dad passing away, I was in party mode. So I was partying a lot. So working out was maybe 3 times a week, and it consisted of maybe going to the gym and just doing the Stairmaster. It was just cardio. And basically, I was doing it so that I didn't gain any more weight from where I was.
You weren't really building muscle.
I wasn't building muscle. I wasn't doing anything. It was just like, okay, I exercise. I danced for so many years. I was on the soccer team. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I needed to do, but it was like, shit, I'm gonna go eat crawfish with about a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a beer, whatever it
100%,
ends up it being that day.
However many beers it ends up
However
being.
being, yeah, because you're there, and then it's like the beer you don't get a buzz because you're doing the beer with the crawfish. The crawfish is so spicy, you don't get a chance to get a buzz. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like one of the, you know what I'm talking
Well,
about?
like 2 years ago, Don loves crawfish, right? So we'd go to this place where every Sunday it's unlimited crawfish. I don't like crawfish, so I would just drink. And at the time she would eat like 4 or 5 of these pound boats, I'd have like 10 beers. I'm like, this isn't a good trend.
Yeah.
But we would do it we did it every week for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Every week.
Well, it's season that you try to get as much as
Yeah.
you
But
can.
you were
before
drinking
this.
10 beers?
Pretty much. Close to it.
Hey, I don't want to ruin Bryson's joke because I think it's new and he might keep it. But in Orlando, he goes up there, right? He gets on stage. I want to get him back on too.
Yeah, that'd be good to have him.
So because we kicked it in Florida. So anyway, he goes up on stage and he's like, God damn, Mexicans, how y'all drink so much beer? He's like, look at this guy. They got beer on top of beer. He's like, black people, we drink Hennessy. He's like, liver fucked up, stomach good. He's like, y'all fucking up y'all stomach. He's like, kind of like the beer. That's all it's doing. He's like, man, belly out to here. It's like he was roasting the audience, but it was like in an endearing way, and he wasn't kissing ass.
Right.
So it just worked in his favor.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh shit, this motherfucker just stated the obvious off the bat. But anyway, 10 beers every weekend.
Yeah, but even then, like, let's say it's on a Sunday, right? Let's say 6 to 10 or something.
Wait till you get my age, young man.
Right? 10 years make a big difference.
You're gonna be
sure.
like, ouch.
No.
I'm telling you, it's true because I told him trust me when I tell you I was a party animal, and I'm not talking about like a sloppy party, but I was a party animal. It was like, I was the person that was text and be like, hey, what's the plans for this weekend? And I'd be like, hey, but because I love like going to like festivals and stuff like that. So it was like, do you know what's happening? Yeah. So that was kind of like, she
gets it lit.
I didn't have children, I was doing me. So it was like,
I shut all that down.
Yeah, you did.
Shut it all down.
And so then, my dad passed away and it was diabetes, and it was like, reality check. Like, hey, if you probably don't start taking care of yourself again the way you used to, when you were younger, it was so important to you when you were younger.
Yeah.
It's like, you're probably going to end up with diabetes also.
Yeah.
So how about you get on it? So my way to get back on it was I did a 5K. And it was for the Heart Association. And that was my push back to myself. Like, okay, you've got to get back on it. It's cute. You're thick, but no, so it was kind of one of those.
I mean, you could still get it.
You could still get it, but you need
but
to
how's
get
your heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when I did. I started again, and it just, like, coincidentally, my aunt
What's
was
your
like,
VO2 max?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then, so my aunt was like, I'm opening a gym. Would you be interested in being a Zumba instructor? And because I was in fitness before and I was like, Zumba, bro, who does Zumba? Really? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. She's like, no, it's really popping. And so I was like, she's my aunt. So I was like, she needs an instructor. Fine, I'll pitch it. And then that's when it was even a bigger reality check. I'm like,
that's when my baby first got her following in the Zumba world.
And then I was like, holy shit, how is this big girl going to be an example to other women who are trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you're telling me to jump higher? Girl, you get. And then that was my little, and then I just started dropping it and dropping it and dropping it. And then it was like, I graduated college, and then it was like, it was weird that week after I graduated college, I lost 8 pounds without doing nothing. Nothing.
Just what cut out the
I don't know.
drinking?
I don't know if it was stressed. I don't know if it was school finished, and now even because I was still working out while I was in school to maintain again. I was just maintaining. I would like lie to my professor and say that I had to stay for overtime, and I'd ask my friend that was a manager to write me a letter saying that it was my manager who was making me stay late, so I was late to class. But really, I was trying to go get a workout in. So on the way to school, I'd stop at my coach's boxing gym, which was on the way. I'd do a little quick 45, and then I'd take off to school, and I'd just show up funky. But it was like, I didn't care. But I was trying so hard to get back to where I was because I was realizing how I wasn't dropping as quick as when I was younger, you know? So it was like, oh, damn. And so then I started up again, and I started like just kicking it off again. And then it was right after I graduated college, it was like, where did these 8 pounds just fell off like nothing, It was just like nothing. And then it was like, that was kind of a push. And then I started teaching, and that was more of a push. Then I got certified and training. It was like more, and I just kept pushing and pushing. And then it was like, now that's what I was telling you. Now it's like frustrating because it's even harder now after having a baby to like, and that's with me following a diet.
Yeah.
Can you ask your wig lady to see if she can make me a mamado?
I asked Ashley, and so Ashley's going to try to do it, but I will ask both of them just to see.
The reason I bring that up is because, we've been talking about health and fitness and shit, but I made a highlight on my little Instagram again, and I called it my Mamado Team. I was like, nah, don't call it fitness. Just call it my Mamado Team to keep it, tongue-in-cheek, keep it funny. And I was like, who knows? We do have a little bit of aminos. Unos aminos.
Aminos.
Güey, mochate con unos aminos. We got a little stash of aminos left, which have glutamine in them and milled chia seeds.
Oh.
If you're interested. But anyway, so I put that back on my highlight, and you brought up diabetes. Now my dad has diabetes. He's already had like a heart attack or two,
Ooh.
a stroke.
My dad passed away at 48, mind you.
8 years
How's your dad?
from. No, my dad, he's still around.
No, I know,
That boy
no.
ticking.
I saw him the other day.
He's like 70. What did he say? 76, 74? 74.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad passed at 48. Then his brother passed away at 37 from diabetes too.
Damn.
So my age.
And now your tío Beto,
And
diabetes.
now my uncle, who's probably early 50s,
Yeah.
just got his foot amputated, or his leg.
Yeah.
Well, the lower part of his knee, the whole the foot, basically diabetes also.
Now when you see him, I mean, I saw a picture recently. I mean, now he looks. It might have been like he was probably fresh out of surgery or something. But if you had seen him, a couple years ago at the pool party or something, it's like, oh, this is young. This is Alex's dad, Alex and Ashley's dad. He's young, like. He might
he's
have
cool. He's like hip.
he's hip.
He's
He's young, hip. Like he's not like gray and overweight or nothing like that. So it's tricky. But I'm glad you mentioned diabetes because this is a subject that I've been like tap dancing around and tiptoeing around because it's the elephant in the fucking room when it comes to our people. Like I think there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of ignorance, and not to sound like in a bad preachy kind of way, but we don't know what to believe. It's like, oh, el pan hace malo, esto, you're not supposed to eat pork, or it's Coke that's doing it. No, it's alcohol, and it's like, well, if you just go to the gym, but if you still do this, and it's just like, okay, we need some fucking science or something, some kind of intervention, because what pisses me off is how we're all, for the most part, in our culture, we're quick to be like, oh, it runs in my family.
Yeah.
And today's workout was a humbling experience in terms of, hey man, I see you trying. It's like what's the word? Like a little gym fairy or a devil or a little Chingo off the shoulder. Like as I'm there, like gasping for breath, was basically standing over me like, yep. So if some shit would have popped off at this intensity, how many minutes could you sustain?
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Because that was 45 seconds.
Yeah, I told him, I said,
if you had to flip tires to save your motherfucking life, how many times could you flip this fucking tire?
I said, if this was a life or death situation, I would have died.
Fuck it. Like Midnight said, fuck it, just go and kill me.
That's what I said.
If I go up these stairs, I'm going to feel like I'm getting
yeah,
stabbed.
that's why I said, I told him if this was a life or death situation, I would have died, and I just would have let it happen because I'd been like, fuck this, I'm exhausted.
Okay.
Like,
at least I'm going to get some rest in heaven.
I was like, I'm done. And so, it was like I said, I'm not saying that had I been smaller, this would have been easier, right? It still would have been a challenge, but it's,
No, it's not even about like, size so much. I'm sure there's people that's like heavier than me that probably could have kept up better. Just from like a cardiovascular, like I start thinking to myself like, maybe you shouldn't smoke so much weed.
You'll tell yourself anything to make you feel better.
No, just I guess I tie it into the diabetes thing, and this is what I mean. It's like, what percentage of our people, and when I say our people, it's like, let's just say Latinos, right? That's millions of motherfuckers. Out of those millions of motherfuckers that, let's just say, live in America. Let's just narrow it down to Mexican Americans. Fuck it, right? We don't have to.
Include anyone.
For simple math, let's just say Mexican Americans, right? What percentage of these folks are actively conscious or mindful of, hey, it's not cheat day. Maybe I shouldn't, eat the whole pizza and a 2-liter Coke or whatever, or maybe I should push myself a little bit, or maybe I should go sign up for the Zumba thing, or you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure a ton of us are, because when I first started doing the Mamalo team little sketches and stuff, dude, gym culture was like at an all-time high, it seemed like, with Raza, and it's like whether it was Laredo, McAllen, just all over the place. People were like buying the shirts, tagging, like we would sell out of supplements, but the videos would do well. But I just feel like it's time to.
I think also what helped is that they had someone that they could relate to that was now part of the gym world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I think that they felt like, oh shit, like
crazy ass Chingo's doing he's mocking gym rats, basically, like, because I was starting to get into it, because my boo boo, my baby over here was a fitness, guru.
That's how I would invite him to. That was my way of doing dates with him.
Out?
Yeah,
that's great.
Ask him.
I didn't know that was a date.
It was like, do you want to go jogging?
You want to go be my spotter?
And I'd be
it was never at the gym. It was at the camps, and he'd avoid the camps.
The boot camps.
The boot camps.
Wait, that was a date?
No, I'm just saying. I would purposely invite him to come, and he'd be like,
those were hard because I was like way more out of shape back then.
He was like, "Yeah, I'll let you know."
Because it was outside.
They're really early in the morning. I was like, "Okay, look at his excuse."
Reverse crab walks uphill where your triceps are just fucking burning.
I used to hate doing bear crawls and all those other things.
Yeah, I gotta find those videos again. I know they're in my iCloud.
Today we did
to post
gator crawls.
Gator,
you put like these shimmy, like almost like a
slider type thing.
Like a picture of paper plate under your tips of your toes, but you're like in plank position, like a push-up position, and you're like pulling yourself, and then when you get to the end, on the way back it's a lot easier. But you gotta like have your core.
I was pretty much dying. I like sat there and just said, "Wow."
And I know I'm having a hard time making my point. So what she just said is, we're getting our ass kicked. Like, we're signing up for this shit. Like, we'll go to Whole Foods sometimes. Like, I'll order athletic greens because fucking Tim Ferriss and Joe Rogan talk about it. And, I like it. It's, like a little health insurance. But I just feel like we're on a menu. Like, I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to inspire is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and you know what else we have also is a menu for on the road, which is so helpful when we have one of those days where we run out the door, right?
Fuck it.
And
I'm
it's like,
switch
fuck
to the
it.
road
I now
menu.
say road.
Subway,
we'll both say
Starbucks.
All right, road menu today. Cool. Road menu. Stop at Starbucks, get what we need from
or
Starbucks.
If we're missing some grocery stuff for the home menu.
And we'll be like, it's, let's follow the road menu today. And that helps you for people who don't have time to prep. Like, I've posted my nutritionist a gazillion times on my Instagram on Tip Tuesday, which today is Tip Tuesday. And so I'll post it on there. And people will always ask about eating.
Which is 80%.
Which I could give you a ton of advice about eating because obviously throughout the years I've learned, right? But regardless of what I tell you, you really need something designed for you. But if you think about it, if I posted my entire menu, anybody could lose weight off of it because you're doing clean eating.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
And then mine too. I'm sure tons of, because mine's only 2,000 calories. So I'm sure lots of people probably, I don't know if people know how many calories they're taking in because a lot of times when I wasn't on a menu, slow carb, I was eyeballing. Like a motherfucker. No offense, Tim Ferriss. I'm still your fan. 4-hour body. It's what was I saying?
But you weren't keeping track of the calories.
Yeah, so my point is this. I've come to the realization, and I will concede victory to Marisol, which is, but at least I tried. I experimented, right?
Yeah,
I tried the eyeballing it and just, I think I could probably be a little bit more tedious on my dinner of weighing everything. But
he gets so much protein. I just honestly don't even. I guess because I can eyeball and know what 4 ounces are. What I'll tell him like that's not the 8 ounces you're supposed to get. I was like that's probably less, so you're fine if you unless you want me to serve you more. He's like no, because he can't really even finish the 8 ounce at the end. Yeah, so I kind of can eyeball it. But going back to the eating though, it's like crazy because. Even on the day that we decide to do cheat day on Sunday, I'm done. Does that make sense? Like, I'm like, okay, this was cool. Like, I can't wait for Monday. I'm ready for Monday. Like, can Monday come?
Back
because,
to your routine.
This was cool. Like, having this little piece of pie, like a little bite off of that or, whatever it was. And it was, we went to Whole Foods for cheat, which you can't really cheat at Whole Foods, but you can if that makes sense.
No, they've got pastries.
They've got the pastries. What was but like their food is gluten free or what I'm saying. They've got all these things. So I think we had fried chicken, which
I had a little bit. Of fried chicken.
I had a little drumstick, right? Fried chicken. And I was hoping it was gonna be like greasy around my.
Yeah. No.
It wasn't that
dry.
It wasn't.
They hugged it with a napkin.
Yeah. It was still fried chicken, but it wasn't greasy fried chicken that I was hoping for.
So today, Sean, during our workout, he was, you know how they yell shit out. He was like, what did he say? You know, do something today that Pete from 5 years from now is gonna thank you or something like that. And I start doing the math. I'm like, bitch, I'm turning 40 this year. I'm finna be 45. That's damn near 50. I was like, shit, let me hurry up with these.
He was ahead of me.
Nice.
Usually, I'm pretty much better than him at like
Damn.
like a lot of these like
Hashtag 5-star athlete over here. Said, get back, boy. Get back, boy.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, I'm having a hard time
I can't see it.
grasping. Nah,
I'm seeing stars.
But anyway, go ahead.
usually I'm better at the cart, keeping up and come on, babe, you got this. And today you should have seen him. I was like,
Because I'm on my menu.
I was like, dang, this boy was like hauling ass, like on those alligator walls. He was doing great. I was like so proud of him. Watching him.
As you were crying.
Yeah.
Go, babe.
But watching him was like, okay, I've got to finish it. There's no way that the person who used to slack behind you now is beating you. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, that's what I'm telling you. I can't work out.
I didn't just have a baby. I didn't go through what you had to go through.
I know, but you know what I'm saying?
Way to be sweet. Way to be sweet.
Yeah.
Get cute.
But you know what I mean?
Shit.
Like it felt
I'm
good.
not trying to sleep on that couch tonight.
Well, what I like about the so far the Noom that I've looked into and look into it, like if it is good, I would like to reach out to him and work something out as far as a discount
that'd
for
be
listeners.
yeah.
Just because, like you said, you've tried 4-hour body, you've tried the slow carb. I'm sure you've counted your macros in the past. You've weighed out your stuff.
Yeah, using a
MyFitnessPal, you counted your calories. All
it's
that
like,
stuff.
man, I'm trying.
You're
I'm
trying, right? So one of the things that
I still be dying.
every day, even though you're trying. And the psychologist will say that that's just part of the process, especially when you're trying something new or when you're trying to change habits, break the chain of habit. So instead of, there's no meal plan, but they do count calories. So let's say, like, for instance, like the one that's set for me is the lowest it's ever been. It's the lowest since it's been maybe in the past 4 or 5 years. It's like 1,600 calories. So I know if I count
You're on
that,
1,600.
Wow.
yeah, I know if I keep up with that, then I have a pretty good idea of how quick I'll get to where I want to go because I still work out every day. But the main thing is understanding caloric density. So it's not necessarily macros and just calories, but caloric density. So if I said, guys, there's a bowl of grapes and a bowl of raisins, which one's the better choice?
It's the same.
No, which one's a better choice? There's a
Better choice is going to be the grapes.
Right, and do you know why?
More water and fiber.
Right, so it contains more water. Thus, you eat more, get full, rather than the raisins have way more calories in the cup than the grapes do, and you're going to be more hungry after the grapes. So it's putting those together, and they use 3 color combinations for foods, like red, yellow, and green. So every time you eat and you track, it tells you, what kind of color they're in, the caloric density within that type of food, and how you should eat it moderately, not too often, eat all you want kind of thing. So they're actually targeted towards like a better alternative to Weight Watchers.
Yeah, it reminded me of some Weight Watchers type shit.
So no points, but kind of like colors and then that kind of.
Have you heard of Fabulous? It's an app called Fabulous, and it has to do with habits. And one of the first habits you can sign up for is like drink more water. And it says the secret experiment that can make you drink more water. The Behavioral Insights team of the UK conducted a study in a hospital where they moved sugary drinks out of a prominent position and replaced them with healthier options. The result was that healthy beverage sales went up 12%, while the sugary beverages declined by the same amount. Moral of the story, if you make sure that water and healthy options are readily available and easily visible all the time, you will be more likely to drink these. Let's make the odds more in your favor. So it gives you reminders like, hey, did you have your glass of water before bed? Hey, it's like, bling.
I don't drink anything but coffee and water. I don't have any desire to have a soda. I have no desire to have nothing except for water. If you gave me a juice of whatever and water, mine's always water.
What's the ratio? 80% coffee, 20% water?
Ain't it?
She ordered a venti cold brew, bro.
That's what's up.
I was like, God damn.
That's
cold
what's up.
brew,
It didn't do a
venti?
goddamn thing.
You're right.
To me.
You're right. Yeah, I've given up coffee. I hadn't had coffee in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How's life been?
Not that bad.
We're
People
looking
always-
at you like, oh my God.
I know, right? And then I haven't had I usually have an energy drink. I haven't had energy drink.
Oh, you were on those a lot. And you didn't. no withdrawals? Or nothing?
No. So I got really lucky because I always hear the headaches and the this and the that. Luckily, no. And
I got to do coffee. It's almost like it probably is a habit, you know.
Oh, for sure. But it's not a bad habit.
Yeah, I like my habit. I don't,
Yeah.
I like that habit. It also, for me, it suppresses my appetite.
For sure.
So that's probably even more. So here's the thing, though. Even though I ordered that venti cold brew, it was what I had all day. It's not like I had one earlier that day and then I had another one. I'm a sipper. This is the same coffee he's made me since this morning.
Actually, no, that's a new one.
Oh,
No. I made you in a pink.
Oh, I poured it in here. I mixed it with my old one, with my one from this morning. So I will sip a big cup of coffee all day long.
I can't do that. I need fresh coffee when I want it,
You know what I'm saying?
I like it cold. I don't mind it cold or hot. Yeah. So I kind of just sip it the whole day. That's the thing, though. Because I still give Penny that one doggone feeding at night, I have to like cut it off. So I can't just have coffee whenever I want to, because I need to give it time to kind of, get out my system. Out. Yeah. And then that way, when it's time to feed her, she ain't got no damn caffeine in her while I'm trying to put her to sleep.
I know we talk about health and fitness all the time, which is cool. I think this one's going to be like the full-blown fitness podcast, because then your trainer's going to come in, your nutritionist. So to keep on it a little bit before we get into other topics, the amount of money spent on diabetes as of last year was $327 billion. Total cost of diagnosed diabetes in the United States.
Well, I guess one of the things I want to communicate to my people is that
12% of those being Hispanics.
Wow. Is that basically it's kind of like this Western diet. And just like the world we live in, with like they pumping antibiotics in the animals, and that stays in the fat, and then you go to Fiesta or HEB, or I don't know who has meat like that, but we got all this stuff, toxins and shit, and it's kind of like it's like a setup. And in some communities it's a food desert. In some communities there's no grocery stores. It's just 99-cent stores with like very limited produce and shit. And I know not everybody just eats junk all fucking day.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if this were, let's say if we were all living in Mexico still, now I think Mexico's getting more and more Western with all the Oxos and all the chocolates and candies that they pump
and
into
KFCs,
the 7-Elevens, and I mean there's McDonald's every fucking where.
Oh, you hear Burger King's new marketing tactic? What they're doing in for people in traffic?
What?
So there's a new app, or it's part of the Burger King app.
Wait. I did. Go ahead.
So if you're stuck in traffic and you have the app, it uses like a geofence to know how long you're going to be in traffic, and it'll send you a notification. Hey, you're going to be in traffic 25 more minutes. Would you like us to get you a large fry and chicken nuggets?
How?
Through the app, motorcycles,
Because I think that's the Domino's, babe. Domino's. You don't need
Where?
You don't need a
What
house.
city?
Right now, I think it's only in California. Not only in California, but places where you can cut lanes. Because in Texas you can't cut lanes in motorcycles.
So in LA, traffic is that bad that you're now a what's the word I'm looking for? Captive audience.
In the first weekend, sales went up, I believe, 62%.
Overall Burger King.
Wow.
Overall Burger King sale, or just in that region?
Wherever they're doing
whatever
that,
it is, I'm impressed.
Wherever they're doing that, I'll get the exact number.
That's pretty innovative.
Pretty crazy, right?
It's innovative, but it and then, don't get me wrong. If it's cheat day, I'll fuck up some Burger King.
Yeah.
But damn.
You know what I want to do on next cheat day, babe? It's actually Taco Bell.
Okay.
When's the last time you had Taco Bell? Mine's
been a long
been
time.
years. I say at least 10 years.
We
Yeah,
did
it's
it
been
after the
years.
rodeo like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like 1 a.m. We're super hungry, and we had to walk to our our vehicle.
Actually, the crunchy tacos aren't that bad as far as calories and all that.
It might have a lot of sodium. I mean, just like with anything, it's like portion control. Like Christine could make you a menu with just straight Taco Bell, but because it's calorie dense, you might not get as full.
A good double decker? Come on now.
It's been a long time.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's got the soft shell. It's like a soft tortilla with the hard, crispy on the inside.
It's like a dream within a dream.
That's right. Yeah, it's LA drivers, so people stuck in traffic.
Burger
in LA.
King to deliver Whoppers to LA drivers stuck in traffic. You would think that's just a promotional stunt.
No, and it works so well. And the reason they were trying to think outside of the box is because I think Chick-fil-A is number one. It's either McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. It's number one fast food joint. and then Burger King and Jack in the Box kind of rounded off, and Taco Bell.
But Chick-fil-A shouldn't even be in the same category
That's what people were
as McDonald's, and I'm sorry.
But it is.
They're high-end fast food, basically, if you think about it.
Well,
their chicken is like legit. It doesn't taste like fake patties, They're superfood. I always get the same shit there, so I guess I've never tried anything else.
Well, the thing that the significant thing about Chick-fil-A is this. Besides, hey, it just tastes a lot better than a lot of these other fast food joints, but customer service is a big part of their thing. Everybody claims quality, everybody claims freshness, but god damn, their customer service and their overall vibe is to the point to where they could be closed on Sunday and still make more money per square foot at their location.
Yes.
So it's more going on than just chicken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of restaurants, you're talking about In-N-Out, wearing the Whataburger thing to In-N-Out. Did you see Whataburger might be up for sale?
What? What do you mean?
Yeah,
the whole thing?
The whole company. Yeah, they might sell it.
Fuck.
Why?
I mean,
I just got a Whataburger.
As long as they don't
Look,
fuck
I got
it
my
up.
Whataburger.
You have a charm?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Could a potential Whataburger sale change the way we eat burgers in Texas? Say it ain't so.
Yeah, they just posted yesterday.
Can we buy into it?
Yeah, right.
That's the
Whataburger
next
ranks number 7 among country's top 10 burger chains. I haven't read it. I just saw it literally earlier or yesterday. So maybe we can read about it and talk about it next time.
Interesting. For those who listen that don't know about Whataburger, it's better than your In-N-Out. Just
Hey.
kidding.
June, the month of June, we're gonna be out in LA,
Eating a lot of
it's all-
In-N-Out.
It's all cordial.
Getting a menu where you can have In-N-Out all day.
Negative.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We're gonna. I want us to vlog it so that we can document it. So I think our first vlog is gonna be like we gotta find the nearest park so we can take the girls. Find what grocery store we're gonna be shopping at.
So I want to actually start vlogging starting Thursday, okay? Because that would put us at exactly 1 week away from us leaving. And basically, I want to do like a whole prepping. Like Thursday, we're going to go get a workout in. It's Mickey's ceremony, situation.
Who are we working out with on Thursday?
Sean.
Oh, okay.
I paid for 2 sessions. Sorry.
Okay. No, I was just asking.
Alert. I knew if I told him ahead of time, he probably was going to be like, no, I'm done with one.
I was just asking who, what day.
2 for
yeah.
both of y'all? So both of y'all are going to work out Thursday or just you?
No, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I honestly, this weekend coming up, it's pretty much, I'm going to go volunteer on Friday, which is kind of cool. Check this out. So this girl in the north side, her name is Marissa. She just opened up what's Juice Caboose. Okay, so it's like a juice place, but it's called Juice Caboose. Anyway, she collected prom dresses for girls whose parents can't afford to give them the entire, whole 9 yards. So she collected enough dresses for 40 girls.
Wow.
Okay, which is a lot. And this Friday coming up, I'm going to go volunteer to help, whether it be that they want their hair done, their makeup done, or, she's doing the nails and the feet. So she'll be painting their nails and, their feet. So I really thought it was cool,
You finna do the feet too, baby?
No.
Nah,
I'm doing makeup. I'm doing makeup and
Let
hair.
me find out. You
Yeah.
Fuck no. We've
I
talked
can't.
about this.
I don't do feet.
No thanks.
And
Because she's going to be critiquing you the whole time. Ooh.
and
Girl, let me adopt you.
Ooh.
yeah.
Little girl, you need to.
And so I really think it's cool. And so shout out to Marissa at Juice Caboose here in the north side, because she's really doing great things for, young girls. And also Myra with Maison Boutique, who actually helped her as well. So those are the 2 girls that I kind of linked up with, and they were the ones that told me about it. And so I'll be volunteering on Friday with these girls, which is kind of cool, It sucks. I can't imagine my parents not being able to provide, I'm sure, like, as a parent now, I can only imagine not being able to give Penny or Mickey something that they wanted, and me just feeling like, how can I make this happen, even though I don't have the means?
They be asking for shit too. Like a lot of, like, what did Mickey? Oh, can I get? She said something. I'm like, golly. Oh, can I get or something like? I think we're gonna get her some clothes for the summer when we go out there.
Oh yeah, because I told her, I said,
We're only taking the basics.
So I want to. So whole other subject.
Hey, we're refugees. Hey.
Yeah, whole other subject.
Immigrant. Think like an immigrant.
I'm trying to do this trip as a minimalist, meaning we literally are packing. I'm gonna pack like this way for him, for myself. I can't do it for Penny because if she has blowouts, I need backup clothes. You know what I'm saying?
She got a little back blowout.
So I can't do this for Penny just yet.
She's like, I ain't
right?
no minimalist.
Exactly. But I'm really going to try to do 7 outfits, right? And then
and all my shit finna be black and gray.
and black pants for his shows, and then whatever dress shirts that we got to get him to we'll get them out there. I'm not going to take any from home. And then Mickey, I wanted to do the same, and she about her brain was just not computing that. She's like, 7 outfits? No. She's like, I can't do that. I was like, no, you can. She's like, no, but what about my acting class? I'm like, so you'll have clothes for that. Well, what about my dance class? I'm going to bring you clothes. So I'm going to wear the same outfit for my dance class. And I'm just thinking like.
I was like, first of all, you have dance classes.
And so I was
thankful.
like. So it was funny because in my brain I'm thinking, I know you can't wear the same shit. I'm thinking the same thing because I want her to look cute too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And really, in all honesty, like her clothes are so tiny.
I am gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. I'm not gonna do it, but I wanted her brain to think like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? So she's like, I said, okay. I said, I'm only buying you X amount of clothes. I said, I'm only buying Penny X amount of clothes. I said, so you girls are only getting just a little bit because that's how we're traveling.
Clothes.
Of course.
Yes. Right. And so she's kind of like, well, it's like she's stressing it. It's like I just told her the world was ending or something. And it's just like,
funny.
No.
In her mind, like they're going to call me dirty pants.
Yeah. So it's funny.
You wore those last time.
Because I just figured we have a washer and dryer there. As soon as those 7, as soon as I live in gym clothes for one.
Right. So
yeah, I'm going to just take like a couple hoodies, some little Lululemon, you know what I'm talking about?
So I'm just going to go buy. So I sold a bunch of stuff yesterday to this lady who buys bags of clothes from me and goes and sells it in Mexico. So yesterday I came up $375.
And she finna flip.
And I'm gonna
flip whatever you gave her.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna flip, of course, way more. But I don't have the time to sell them.
Be at the
I do have a bunch of Chingo's Jordans, if anybody's interested, that I will be posting on my Poshmark
If you
account.
got a little foot.
So if you're a size 9.5,
9.
they will be on my Poshmark. So go on there. And some of those are.
I'm getting too old for J's, bro.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to wear them anymore.
I was just talking to my little sister about this because I took her to get some new shoes and whatever. And she was looking at J's like, you ever had J's? She was like, no. I said, no. I just couldn't ever wear them. It wasn't my thing. But now, as I was looking at them now, because I don't know what old J's look like, but there's such a reverence for people that had Jordans, right? They were like the shit. And I saw some in the store. I'm like, all right, they look kind of cool.
I'm old enough to where when they first came out, like, you know how kids these days are like, oh, the new Yeezys. Like, not the same pair of Jordans that's been re-released 85 times. It's like the first time they came out.
My first pair were in the 5th grade. But I had no idea that the ones that I had gotten that day were like like the ones everybody was wanting. I just liked them because they were colorful. So they were all black with the color at the
blue,
like little dot. Like they had like a bunch of little red or orangey color with blue, and it was like all these like speckles at the bottom, and it went around.
I feel like
Aqua.
it's coming back.
They did come back. I think you have something similar
Or does it have
to it.
the X strap? And it
has
like
the X strap,
fuzzy
yes.
circle on the tongue.
It has the X strap and it had a 23.
People are listening. They're like, "Those are the 8s."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whatever.
For
Like,
sure they
bitch,
know.
I don't fucking
So,
know.
yeah, I didn't know.
X strap with the fuzzy.
But I had gone to it was time for me to get a new pair of tennis shoes, and so I liked them. I was like, oh, these are. I remember I came back to school, and the boys were like, oh, you got I was like, what? Like, those are the Jordans, and I was like, word? Like, okay, like I just got. I don't know. I was like, oh, I just got them because I liked them. I didn't get them because I'm like, yes, I got to get the Jordans. See, I just liked them. It was funny.
She's like, I got them because of silhouette.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I got it.
Yeah, I'm just. They were taking up space.
So he's getting rid of all these Jordans, and I'm like, are you really sure you've worn them like 2 times for stage? They didn't even get walked in. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get walked on like, oh, I went and played basketball.
But now
I
they're
went
like
to the
too
gym.
bulky.
Yeah, for sure. They're
So
way
he's
too
not
bulky.
doing them.
Mind you, Chingo finna be 45 in 5 years.
In 5 years, you're 39. Relax.
Yeah. But
he wants to be old so bad.
No.
He's
Look,
an old
I'm
spirit.
trying to be 40 and fine.
We're old spirits, you know.
I'm trying to live my best 40.
I'm living my
Fine,
best.
baby,
life.
already.
You know, I'm trying to be like, by the time I get like 50, in my 50s or something, I want to be like, bro, I'm in the best shape.
You're gonna be on TRT in your 50s. I can already see it now.
Something, because in my 20s, ooh, junk food, liquor.
Me too. That was me.
Liquor,
I was like,
liquor, junk food,
Ooh,
party.
I want to get
no
back to
sleep.
I want to get back to that thing you just said. 20s, not drinking and not eating right. But before we wrap up with Michael Jordan, last week we said we're gonna do a other more topics, and did you know was gonna be one of them? And my soul had one for us last week. This week, since we're talking about Nike and Jordans, did you know that on a yearly basis, Michael Jordan makes more money from Nike than all of the manufacturing facility Malaysia makes?
So he makes more than the factory that makes the Jordans.
All the shoes, yeah.
He's like, bitch, I'm Jordan.
That's
Who
right.
the fuck is y'all? You Malaysia.
Exactly.
You over there in Malaysia making shoes.
didn't nobody tell you to move to Malaysia?
Blew my shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
So they're all made in Malaysia, or just the Malaysian factory?
Just a Malaysian factory.
He probably set it up like that on purpose. Like, I need one of these factories. I don't give a fuck if it's Singapore or Indonesia. One of these motherfuckers need to make less than me.
Wow.
Hey, it's only 3 people that work there.
That's fucked up, but it's funny. Like, we shouldn't laugh, but also it's like a Foxconn factory, you know? The
Who?
sweatshop.
Foxconn?
Foxconn, where they make iPhones and stuff.
Who's Foxconn?
Foxconn is like the factory, and I think it's China.
That's the name of the factory?
Yeah.
That makes the shoes?
No.
That
I'm
makes
talking about
the
iPhones.
iPhones.
Where they have the nets outside of,
So
for
they
people
don't
that
kill
commit
themselves?
suicide. Yeah.
They're like, now, bitch, we caught you.
Yeah.
Get back
your ass
upstairs.
Back up there.
What floor were you on? 10? Well, come on.
Yeah, we'll keep you on 2
But
now.
you need a break? Get him a Kit Kat. He almost killed himself.
And they have the bunks, right?
A
Where
Twix.
they live there and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Right? They live on campus.
Tacaron.
Yeah.
But another way to look at it is
They'd be dead if they didn't have any money from those jobs.
no, not that. It's like I don't know what the unemployment rate is in America, but how many people? I think a lot of Americans are spoiled, but like some of them people are like, fuck yeah, I want that factory job.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, but that's just the way. Like even with the way they said it used to be 4, maybe 2 seasons in clothing back in the day. Like,
Mhm.
it's winter and new clothes. It's spring, new clothes.
Mm.
They say now we're on a 52 cycle. Like every week, like Forever 21 and H&M and them.
No shit.
Yeah, they said every week they I heard I forget, I think it was a trailer of a documentary, but I heard that they found huge shipments of like stuff that they didn't sell, and they just like cut them so nobody can really use them. They just like tear them and then they dump them like on the side of the road or something crazy because they need to make room for the new shit, and they have to just keep people buying. Like you're not on trend. You're not on trend. That's last season. That's Chingo. What the fuck? That's 2016. You got on or whatever, and then they make it so cheap to where you don't feel guilty throwing it away or giving it away or donating it, because it's like, I could just, every time I'm at the mall, I could buy a $10 fucking H&M or something. And it's, but
That's kind of why I like shopping there, because I never feel guilty later, like getting rid of it, or I don't feel as bad as opposed to, like, I have some designer bags and I can't just give them away.
Because they're designer.
They're designer, so
Because Indonesian kids made it.
and so like
Cents on the dollar.
I did give some. I was very proud of myself yesterday. I did give some to my babysitter, because you know how she does the whole setup. And every time I just put one in the box, I just took a deep breath and said,
Give it a good home.
I said, and so I told her, I said, Luisa, I said, when you sell these, you can make money off of them. Please don't sell them for $10. I said, because just the thought of you selling them for $10
Me mata.
is killing me. I said, so I'm telling you right now.
She told her all that with her eyes closed. Luisa,
Yes. I said,
come here.
you
sit
can
down.
sell them for a minimum of $50. I said,
Yeah,
please. I
at
said, so
least.
please don't sell them for anything less than 50. And she was like, really? I said, dead serious. I'm like, so please, whatever you do.
I thought you were going to say dead ass.
No.
Dead ass serious.
No,
B.
it's like, please don't sell them for
Dead
anything
ass,
less than
Lisa.
50. So she had no idea what, what brand it was. So she was like, okay. I'm like, she's not going to sell them for 50. No.
She's like 15, maybe.
But I was so proud of myself, because I went into the storage unit and I just said,
One of the storage units.
yeah.
here you go. Then I put the next one. I just
I
closed
know
my
she looked
eyes.
so depressed at the storage unit. She looked so depressed.
I got happy when I saw his big ass whiteboard when he came in.
Yeah. I was very like, okay, it's just gonna have to go. And I got rid of all my shoes that I had that I was gonna donate to the. I thought the girl was just coming to buy pairs that were in the bag, and then what she didn't buy, I was gonna donate to the thing that I'm doing on Friday. Well, she took the whole bag.
Damn.
So I was like, okay, I don't have no shoes to donate now, so that's okay. I mean, I'm gonna still donate my time, but I thought it was she bought them all, so I was cool with that. Shit, they were just gonna sit there.
Yeah. I've never used Poshmark for anything, but have you used it before? Like, is that?
Yeah, I sold a lot of stuff on Poshmark. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So some people actually make that a living.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, and so no, babe, they do. It's almost like selling on eBay.
Flipping?
And so you flip it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
basically, like, let's just say
So they got to go shop first to have stuff to flip.
Basically, a lot of them do. Like, a lot of them, like, Gary, I don't know if you've seen
Gary V's.
show.
That's his thing. Yeah.
What does he do? Goes to Poshmark?
He goes to garage sales.
And he buys
stuff and he flips it on eBay.
Yeah.
Gary V,
Yes.
Multi-millionaire Gary V.
Yeah.
He has a whole series on YouTube that he started doing recently.
where he has time to go to garage sales.
Mm-hmm.
It's content, boo boo.
See, because he's not only that, he a Russian immigrant.
Yeah.
The motherfucking immigrant. See, look, this is what I'm trying to tell these kids.
No, for real. That's the most real thing ever, is having that immigrant mentality.
Yeah, because look, that's what I'm trying to teach. Well, Mickey, because Penny's little, she don't know what the fuck going on. But she don't even know who her mama take her wig out. Like
she was like this the whole time, and she started crying.
So look, I want to really push this because I feel like we accumulate so much stuff sometimes. In this, consumer, for whatever reason, sometimes we're bored, we're stressed out, we go shopping, we just accumulate stuff, right? And then especially some stuff is like low quality. I don't want to say cheap China made or something, but some things are replaceable. You accumulate shit, but I want to take the approach of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like an immigrant. Like if you, like for instance, the dude from Zappos, the CEO of Zappos, Tony Hsieh, he used to he lived, he's a multimillionaire. He lives in a fucking the little RV, the Silver Airstream, multimillionaire, lives in one of those, and he used to have a question on the application when they would hire people, like if your house was on fire, I don't know if it was one item or three, like what's the important shit you would run in and grab, and he says you learn a lot from a person. With that, and then he started considering like, wait, I just have a bunch of bullshit, and he wanted more experiences. He's like, all right, from now on, I'm not just gonna spend my money on stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna spend it more on like experiences. So I would say he's kind of a minimalist. There's like this thing on Netflix, like a whole movement.
Yeah, I just subscribed to a YouTube channel all about I'm not a fan of it, but I appreciate some of it. The minimalism
and I sometimes wish that I could be that way, but I'm not. I'm realistically.
But in this case, we can. In the
traveling.
June.
Yeah. I mean,
but like
we're
tiny
gonna try
houses
it.
and all
Yeah,
that.
I
Bring
can't.
okay, you're not don't bring your whole house.
Right.
Okay, if you want to have a backpack and there's like your one favorite book, put it in there. But I feel like you have to a couple things. What I wanted to do. You have to know that you can be happy with less. Because if, God forbid, a lot of people in a lot of countries, even here, lose everything. There's different things. There's illnesses. There's war. Like, shit goes down. There's floods. There's fires. You could lose everything in an instant, especially if you don't got health insurance. Somebody gets sick, and you didn't accumulate this big nest egg of to retire and save up. So it's almost like already train yourself knowing, hey, if I could just have this if I could just have a couple hoodies or whatever makes you right, like, okay, 2 pair of shoes, you're already ahead of most folks. Like,
if your house were on fire, though, what would be the things that you would?
That's a great question, because I mean,
to be honest with you, the only thing that I would get out with
is
would
that
be
bag, that purse.
Yeah,
for real?
My purse is ready all the time. Yeah. So Penny's backpack is always ready all the time. I always have it packed ready, like it's always. But I would honestly take my dad's bracelet that he had, and a chain that I created into bracelets, right, that he wore. That'd be the only thing, because pictures is the other thing that are really big for me, but they're all on my phone now.
They're all on Instagram now.
They're or on Instagram.
Let me just scroll my feed.
Yeah. All those shoebox, by the way, is shutting down. So whatever you want to do with those pictures, you need to transfer them over. So
what about you, Chingo? House is on fire.
Man, because obviously the most important thing is going to be family.
Yeah, as
Right,
long
us,
as no
exactly.
one's in the house.
Yeah,
Just- if it's
exactly.
just you,
Of course, but I'm
house is
saying
on fire.
materialistic things, that would be probably the only thing I take with me. But I mean, as long as my husband, my kids,
Yeah.
they're with me, that's all I care about.
Pretend no one's in the house. Like what?
I mean, you're going to need a cell phone.
Yeah.
and it's usually in your pocket.
Grab that.
Yeah.
That's such a good question because I'm stumped because I realize pretty much everything is replaceable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, look, Eighth Wonder beer, I can go buy more beer. You know what I'm saying? Laptop. I mean, my beats ain't that fire. You know what I'm saying? You can
Maybe
let them
that's what
burn
set the house on fire.
Right? That
Yeah.
might be the beat. Shit, dude. Besides cell phone, my weed. No, I'm playing. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I just feel like if I got my family.
Yeah, see, like my purse is ready to go all the time, so maybe I grab my purse because we'd need money. You know what I'm saying? So I need an ID, so I'd for sure make sure that I'd have my purse ready to go, and then it's like, get out, type of thing.
Sometimes what happens too with when like, okay, two options. You as a minimalist versus you at home with all your stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're able to kind of like focus and be inspired and really tackle the things you really deep down want to tackle when you're on some like minimalist shit. Because sometimes we'll be in a hotel, like on the road, and you just have like a portion of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you're able to, there's no distractions. Like you don't have all your distractions in the hotel room with you. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the lobby and watch tape, or I'm going to write this thing that I need to write, or you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I love robes. Like I just like my robes. So that's probably something that I'd definitely take with me. Like,
So during the fire, you finna run in.
no.
and grab.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm talking about us going to LA, not talking about if we were in
Oh
the
yeah,
fire.
yeah. So take to LA.
To take LA, yeah.
When we got married, the judge gave us 3 rubber duckies, Marisol, me, and for Mickey. I was thinking like, okay, I could probably just bring those in my backpack. So when we get to the Airbnb and set up,
It's something from
I can place
home.
them. It's at least a little connection from home. Or we have this little dry erase magnet board, like probably a 99-cent one. But hey, let's maybe pack that in the backpack, bring it, and put it up on the fridge. Just to, the beautiful thing is that it's my whole little unit is gonna be there.
That's cool.
I'm kind of.
We're super excited.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm excited because, like, I think it's going to be a great experience for Mickey. I look forward to how we're going to grow business-wise, too, like what research I do. And, while I'm sitting there networking and him going out and him having, the ability to be able to go to more open mics because they're so happening all the time over there versus here, you know? So I'm looking forward to him being able to also grow as a comedian.
Even though I skipped out on open mic last night.
Oh, you did?
Yep. There's probably another one tonight.
Do you guys got to go somewhere anytime soon?
Just pick up at what time? Is
In
it time
about 10
already?
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
So-
to make sure.
Yeah.
All
But,
right then.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to? I don't know how much time we've been doing.
How long?
Hour 30.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
And most of it's on like some health and fitness.
Yeah,
shit,
most
man.
of it's just life stuff.
You know what I would
Hanging
like
with
to?
the
I
Blings.
would like to find someone, Rob, that could come in and talk about diabetes. That would be a
Yeah.
great thing to do. So maybe what I can do is contact somebody from like the Diabetes Association. You know how they give out pamphlets and all that, and see if there's anybody from their committee that'd be willing to come join us on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
And also we should definitely not forget that when we have Sean, I don't even know his last name.
Harris.
When we have Sean Harris up here to talk, fitness and talk about everything, right?
Yeah.
But that's one of his hustles. Bring up diabetes specifically, just to see, what information or like, oh, definitely, you want to do some HIIT, you want to do this, you want to watch whatever, and also Christine, because sometimes in her menus, like I get a chocolate chip cookie from Subway as part of my on the road menu. So obviously there's sugar in there that does spike my blood sugar, but why am I losing weight with the cookie? You know what I'm saying? Because whatever, I want to
Science.
get to the science behind it. Because like this shit hits close to home because my grandma on my mom's side had both legs amputated. So she was like in a wheelchair, a wheelchair. And then obviously I talked about my dad, but
And I have an aunt who wasn't diabetic before, but became diabetic when she got pregnant, which usually
gestational.
Usually when you become pregnant, get diabetes while you're pregnant, it means you're going to pretty much have it afterwards. So she's diabetic.
Now.
What?
Maribel, yeah. So she's diabetic too. So I was so afraid, which is why you never saw me indulge in like, let me just go ham on, I'm pregnant anyway. Honestly, that's a thing I myth, because I was never that hungry to where I was like, let me eat up all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, I was really cautious of it and making sure that just because I was pregnant, I wasn't trying to like cheat more than I needed to. So thank God, I did well. I exercised and, I never.
Well, one last thing I want to say. Y'all could talk, throw in a last thing. But one last thing that I want to say is that for me, the reason I'm trying to go hard with like cranking up the heat in terms of like, hey, let's try to get a little boxing session in, or hey, can I make it to jiu-jitsu, or what's up with Sean, or are we, whatever, is because like I feel like a million times better, like just from a confidence level. Like I got to be on stage. She has to go shop for me. It's like, hey, what size? Oh, do you have to come try it on? Versus like, pull it off the rack. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That alone creates like a chain effect, like a halo effect in terms of like, hey, your performance, you just seem more confident. Well, it's because I'm fucking damn near killing myself out here. And obviously just from a health insurance state of mind, like I kind of know where I'm at in terms of like, yeah.
Like mind, body, spirit kind of thing.
Yeah, just like some eat, pray, love. But yeah, no, seriously, like in terms of it humbling me, because if I don't exert, I'll give you the best example right here. Let's say you have person A, person B. Person A is just kind of a sedentary. They don't really like. There's a lot more energy to get caught up in your thoughts, and there's a lot more energy to get depressed, but like overthink shit. You know what I'm saying? Versus person B, this dude's like pushing himself to the limit in the gym, whether it's like jiu-jitsu or something, like really testing himself and like humbling himself in terms of like you're gasping for breath. You can't, there's a limit and this is your limit. Can you overcome that shit? He's so focused on, can I reach this goal? Can I overcome this shit? Can I do a sweep to the, can I hit the bag more proper, to where there's no more room for all that extra energy of second guessing and overthinking and being in your head. And I'm looking forward to just getting to that point to where I'm able to perform on command. Like you can put me on any movie set, put me anywhere, and I'm gonna fucking deliver.
Boom.
Sauce.
With that said, everyone's got cum gutters. Work on them.
Work on your cum gutters, people.